Part two, part two, part two. You feel me? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Kid Freak. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because it's free. I'm coming at y'all with the Disappearance of the FBI Most Wanted 16-year-old part 2, my nigga. This is part 2. First thing first, if you haven't heard my tape down below in the description, my nigga, go click my tape down below in the description. It's an album. I promise y'all, bro. I didn't miss a song, bro. You know what I'm saying, Vaughn? I hear your feedback. I appreciate it. I take all feedback, bro. All feedback, good, bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to apply it. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to make music that fits y'all ears, bro. You feel me? Yeah, of course I gotta like it too, but I know how to, you know what I'm saying? Mukasa. I am a music guru. Y'all don't know that, but I am. Bro, who knocking at the fucking door? Bro, hold on, somebody knocking at the door, bro. Who the fuck? I don't know who the fuck that is, man. You know what I'm saying? First thing first, my nigga. What was I, bro? What was I? I don't know, bro. The nigga interrupted me, but look. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all niggas like, comment, and subscribe, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? I told y'all I was coming with part 2. It was just a matter of time. But like I was with that tape, bro, just make sure y'all tune into the tape, bro. Like I said, y'all give me y'all feedback on it. You know what I'm saying? And goddamn, I'm almost at 1K streams on it already. And I just dropped it, you feel me? I am so close to 1K. About time tomorrow come, they gonna show me my streams from yesterday or the day before yesterday. I guarantee you, bro, that shit gonna be over 1,000. But I appreciate the love and support so far. Last year around this time, cause I drop a tape at the first of every year. But this year I may give y'all more than one. Last year around this time, bro, to think, bro, I was at 74 streams, bro. I went from 74 streams to 1,000 streams around this time, bro. You know how big of a difference that is? It's all thanks to y'all niggas, man. I truly appreciate it, bro. Let's get into part 2 of this, cause this 16-year-old nigga, man, this nigga interesting. You don't supposed to be doing this, but I fuck with this shit. I got mixed emotions with this nigga, man. Real.
You see, Colt had smashed the washer to grab open his clothes, spilling gallons of water into the basement, grabbed his bag, and because he was so skinny, slipped out of the basement window, broke into the neighbor's house, and stole their car keys and dipped out real fast. And after the Clark family was shown a mugshot of Colton, they confirmed that the naked man with the gun covered in lotion was Colton Harris Moore. Now, while the FBI...
That is right, bro. We did leave off by him breaking into their house and they seen him. And then he was naked as hell taking a shower. And then he had pulled out the gun on the nigga because nigga started chasing him through the house. So he had to run to the gun, let him know he was scrapped. Then the nigga moved out the way. Then he went to the neighbor house and he just stole that car. Now he was, you know what I'm saying? And then they identified the nigga. So that's where we at. Interesting.
Didn't know exactly...
I know I be paying attention, bro.
...where he was headed or where he was. They had a rough idea. Colt loved to steal near small airports. Now, within the week, Homeland Security held meetings with every private plane owner in all of the surrounding states, warning...
I really want to know how this nigga get caught, bro. He escaped so many times. They say the disappearance, so he may have never got caught.
...of the Barefoot Bandit. They told the pilots to lock their planes, make sure they were safe, don't leave the keys on the seat. And Colt actually knew about these meetings because he had saw Homeland Security going around. Now, for a week, Colton was...
And this is the last name, my nigga. I supposed to got a cut today, but unfortunate circumstances, I couldn't. All right? My nigga. Get that shit tomorrow, this weekend, or Sunday.
...waiting out in the forest near the Monroe County Airport. You know, reading the magazines he took, surviving off the food he stole, and he was waiting to find the perfect plane to escape the country. Now, Colt knew his limits. He would only steal planes that he had flown in video games, which is insane to think about. And on the 4th of July, that moment happened. During the sunrise, Colt snuck into the hangar and rolled out a brand new Cessna 400, about a $700,000 plane, with the keys on the seat. He made sure to fill it up with gas, went through the pilot's checklist, started the engine, took off in the plane, and headed down south. Happy 4th of July. Now, doing the math, the Cessna 400 should be able to go all the way to Cuba on one tank of gas, if there was no crazy winds. Now, Cuba's got its benefits. There's no extradition treaty, and even though Colton didn't speak Spanish, he'd figure it out. But instead of Cuba, he had actually flown towards the Bermuda Triangle, and of course started to run out of gas and needed to land ASAP. Now, flying over water is dangerous. There is no emergency landing, but luckily, Colt was near some islands. So in between the sand and the palm trees, he finds a patch of land, lines up the planes, puts down the flaps, prays to God, and he lands. As the wheels touched the ground, they got stuck in the wet sand, absolutely destroying the aircraft. And it would set off the emergency locator transmitter.
He managed to keep it level.
Bro, I thought my shit was tripping, bro. I was gonna say, bro, what the fuck? My nigga. Like, what the fuck? Real shit, I thought I was tripping.
Somehow, as you can see, the nose is in the grass. He got out of that plane reportedly uninjured and headed into the island.
Because within seconds, it had sent a SOS signal to the US Coast Guards via GPS. And Colt knew he needed to get the hell out of there. Now, when the US Coast Guard received the signal, they contacted the owner of the Cessna 400, Mr. Miller, to see if they actually needed the help in the Bahamas. Was it real? Was it a false alarm? Now, imagine yourself owning a $700,000 plane in Indiana. But today, it's the 4th of July, you're relaxing. But you get a call from the US Coast Guard about your plane crashing in the Bahamas. You would be freaked out. Now, this came as a shock because remember when...
I nigga just wanted a $700,000 airplane, my nigga. Hey, bruh. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't nothing you can say they gonna pay that 700. They gonna get that back in blood. They gonna get that back in blood, my nigga.
When Homeland Security held those meetings with all of the private plane owners, warning them of this kid plane thief, well, the owner of that plane, Mr. Miller, wasn't there. And after the staff at the hangar confirmed the Cessna 400 wasn't there anymore, the US Coast Guard and Bahamian Defense Force were told the craft was stolen, and most likely it was Colton Harris Moore in the 5th plane he had stolen.
This nigga
Now,
is
within minutes
insane.
of the crash landing, Colton walked barefoot into the jungle and towards the first site of civilization. Now, he had actually picked a really good time to come to the Bahamas. It was 4th of July weekend. Tourists are everywhere, so a random white kid in the city, it makes sense. So as Colt broke into some cars and some homes, he had survived squatting in the empty vacation homes plastered all across the island. But as the week went on, the military locked down all of the airports. Police were brought in from other islands, and wanted posters were placed all across of Colt's face.
Bahamas police have been searching for the
Put a bounty on his head, a bounty!
fugitive for days since a stolen plane was found ditched offshore, but he'd been staying a step ahead of the manhunt. Colby Curry said Harris Moore had a beer in his bar Tuesday night.
He just looked like an average guy, just came in to get a drink. He didn't really look like no one terrifying to look at.
Still, the FBI's wanted poster warns Harris Moore could be dangerous. Bahamas police have promised to intensify their hunt for him.
The island was small, but where else could he go? An island hop away, it was the party on the bluff. Music blasting, tiki torches, cheap liquor, tourists partying all on the harbor. But from the ocean, a boat glides in towards the dock, and a white boy yells, "Did you hear about the plane I crashed?" Music cuts, and a local replies, "Who are you?" "Colton Harris." Holy hell, this was the kid from the wanted posters, armed and dangerous, stolen planes all over the world. But the local just played it cool. He asked Colt why he was so far from home. "Too many cops, so where are your cops?" Then the local replied, "Well, we don't really have that many cops. We'll call them. I'm bored. I want to get chased." And as the man thought it was a joke, started laughing.
Yeah, man, this nigga's sick, bro. This 16-year-old nigga wants to get chased. Bro, this nigga is dangerous. He is dangerous. Make sure that nigga went in my door. Could have been that nigga.
Laughing, "Call the cops. I want to get chased for real. Call them." And as the local pulled out his phone, Colt started up his engine and screamed, "I'm gone. Read about me on the internet," and took off towards the bay. And all the locals could think was, what the was that? Now, as Colt was flying across the bay towards the light over at the harbor island filled with hotels and docks, it was the perfect place to go to hide out from the cops, and also maybe to find a better boat. Colt grabbed his pistol, a bag, and sprinted towards the hotel. But then a security guard starts chasing after him. But once the guard saw that pistol, he backed off, realizing he didn't get paid that much. But the guard would call the cops.
Nigga, you got it. I don't want no smoke, bitch. I don't want no smoke. I'm just a type like security, nigga. Homeland Security. They ain't crazy, nigga.
Would go back to Colt's boat and made sure to take the keys so
Oh,
Colt couldn't get
busy.
away. So that call went out to everyone on the island. The police, security guards, armed citizens were searching. Even the military was looking for Colt now. So with the weapons drawn, search teams are combing the island for the next few hours. Police are patrolling all of the harbors. There was no way Colt was gonna get out. At 3:30 a.m., one of the officers walked off of the dock to go to the bathroom. And as he's doing his business, he heard a man run outside, jump in a boat, and take off. God damn it, it was Colt hiding in the bushes, waiting for that perfect moment the entire time.
Yeah, nigga, officer can't no officer stay there 24/7 unless they just rotate. This officer had to go piss or some shit. All his ass lacking.
Machine guns and police boats started chasing him out of the bay, but there was no way to actually catch him because the boat that Colt had stolen was fully capable of outrunning the cops, and even better, had a full tank of gas. See, while the ocean was quiet, the roar of the engines could be heard all across the island. And as Colt looked back, watching the police lights fade into the horizon, he couldn't help but smirk. But just as the boat starts losing speed, he'd realized he had just hit a sandbar and had beached the boat. He gives it more gas, but it only dug him in even deeper. You see, when Colt was looking at the cops, he had missed the boat's GPS warning of the upcoming sandbar, and now he was stuck. His 2-year-long run comes down to this, and honestly, he froze and held his gun to his head. Now, for minutes with the officers, he refused to put his hands up until Colt fired one shot at the officers and gassed up the boat, hoping to make some last escape. But the police would pepper the side of his boat with 20 rounds all throughout the boat's hull. As the smoke cleared, Colt rose his hands and he was placed in the handcuffs. He was done.
Damn.
Now, what's insane is that the Bahamian police actually captured Colt without anyone getting killed. That wouldn't happen in the US, let's be honest. Now, Colt was wanted by the FBI, the US Marshals, dozens of police departments, Homeland Security, Canadian
They caught this nigga, bro.
Mounties, and the Bahamian government, and they all wanted him to pay for his
I
crime.
knew they were
But the
gonna get him
Bahamian
eventually.
government had their first pick, and man, were they proud of it. Parading Colt around in that perp walk, and with 5 burglaries, 3 boat thefts, possession of a loaded firearm, firing at an officer, that's probably gonna get you a decade at the infamous Bahamian Fox Hill prison, considered one of the worst prisons in the world. But they only had one charge for Colt, and that was not presenting his passport when he entered the country.
Colton Harris Moore was captured Sunday in the Bahamas after a high-speed boat chase with authorities. He was fined $300, which the U.S. Embassy paid and sent back to the U.S.
And police officials, they were all smiling, chuckling, so he got a slap on the wrist, basically, so I don't think he's too worried about it. I think he's got some more problems waiting for him in the States, though.
That's crazy.
Now, American prosecutors had to wrangle 67 felonies in 3 different countries and wrap it up all into one court case. And honestly, he was looking about 20 to 30 years in prison. Now, Colton had hired one of the most infamous attorneys in the game, the guy that you call when the evidence is stacked against you. John Henry Brown. Never heard of it? Ted Bundy's attorney. Now, they had calculated the restitution for the planes, the cars, the homes, the search operations at a staggering $1.4 million that Colt was gonna pay.
Damn.
Now, remember,
Damn, my nigga. It take niggas lifetimes to make that, bro.
remember that whole movie deal he was trying to set up, selling his life story? Well, the courts mandated that to pay back all of the victims, he was going to sell the rights to his life story for a potential movie to Fox Entertainment for $1 million.
Bro, where the movie at, my nigga? I need to see this movie. Real shit.
And then let's say that the victims are paid back in full one day, he still could never make money from anything about his life story. We're talking books, t-shirts, video games, anything. And while this may seem harsh, the courts wanted it to be known that crime doesn't pay. Now, Attorney Brown's specialty isn't defending the crimes, but rather why they happen. Now, they showed that Colt's home life really was that bad. His mom never fed him, his dad never paid the child support, his mom drank during her pregnancy and diagnosed with fetal alcohol syndrome, and Colt said he was going to go to college after this, and he was going to get his life together. And the court felt sympathy for Colt, including the judge, stating, "I think this case is a tragedy, but also a triumph of human spirit. I sympathize with the defendant for his terrible upbringing."
Of course
that
you
he had.
sympathize
It
with
was
this
a
nigga, man. This nigga done stole everything in the fucking book. How can you sympathize with this, bruh? I'm not trying to, man. He done stole everything in the bush. No fucking way, bro. There's no way. There's no way you talking about some you civil. I don't want no smoke.
Tragedy, he had to steal food to endure an alcoholic and abusive mother. But nevertheless, the sentence is 6 years. I wish him well. Now, a decade later and out of prison, we don't know much about Colt, about what he's up to today. Now, from the few interviews he's given, he spoke about hating the moniker the Barefoot Bandit, and he wishes to move on from that. And now, I actually contacted Colt to honestly hear his side of the story. What has he been up to? What is he doing? But I got no response. I called him, emailed him, even visited him in Washington. Friends say that he changed his number and he went off of the grid, and no one knows where he's really at.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. What the fuck? Hey, my shit just popped. My shit just popped up, gang.
What's on my mind so they don't understand. But fucked up if he diss me, that's all.
Hey, man, y'all go tune into the tape, but on God, then we're playing, nigga.
They nutted, he hope, and I play with me pure. My time is money, place my wrist like shit dirt. I won't fumble the bad nigga, always secure. It's a heartbreak, is a drug, and it ain't got no cure. Stomp, 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 stomp. That boy thought I said, but a nigga meant Trump. That boy stealing for me, roll him up with the skunk. That boy thought I wouldn't see him like my last name Pump. Fuck Colorado, now I won't tea on a Trump. Really thought he was better, I ain't got no comfort.
Hey, man, that's crazy how my tape just came up, though, bro. This real life is crazy, like, no funny shit, bro. My shit right here. Probably in my watch later shit. But you know what I'm saying? That's the end of that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That tape a banger. Y'all go tune in, but damn, they caught the nigga, man. Caught him.